What up? What up? Day two of draft week. A few more days, man. It's almost here. Hope you guys are. I mean, no one sent me any mock drafts invites, but fuck it. I guess you guys are keeping it close to the vest. It is what it is. Ya que, cada quien. But yeah, so today I'm gonna go over RBs. Like I said, I'm gonna go over the top 20. Not like yesterday with the QBs where I did top 10. This one I'll do top 20 just because, more running backs. It's the position we kind of draft the most out of. So why not do the top 20? Um, so yeah, let's check it out. All right, so here we go. I think we'll go backwards. So we'll go 20 and then ending at first. So we'll do it like yesterday where I did Yahoo, ESPN, and Fantasy Pros. Um, if you guys want me to check out another rankings that you guys look at more, we could let me know. But like I said, these are the main ones that are pretty much the popular ones and stuff like that. Like I said, Fantasy Pros covers Roto World and Matthew Berry's shit. So, all right, let's check it out. So, Yahoo Sports number 20 is Ramondre Stevenson. 19, Aaron Jones. 18, David Montgomery. 17, Alvin Kamara. 16, Kenneth Walker. 15, James Cook. 14, Joe Mixon. 13, Rashad White. 12, Josh Jacobs. 11, Travis Etienne. And 10th, you got Devon Achan. All right. I mean, it's decent. I think Josh Jacobs going to a new offense. I think that's the only one I'm kind of iffy about. New offense, and then even with Aaron Jones last season, even though he was healthy, they still mixed in AJ Dillon, and now he has like this rookie from I guess he was from USC, Marshawn Lloyd. Um, so I don't know. I mean, he could be consistent, but I just don't trust Matt LaFleur. Um, to actually use him as a workhorse. So I'm guessing that's why he's 12. Um, Rashad White, I mean, should be a new offense. Uh, I know last year they gave him a bunch of carries and stuff like that, but where he shined was the receiving end. So I mean, he might do better this year. He could be up there in rushing this time. I think they fixed the offensive line, so maybe gets a little more of a rushing boost. Um, Joe Mixon going to Houston, same thing. New player, new offense, and then they're stacked at wide receiver. I don't think they run the ball that well because of the way the line is, but and I believe he's dealing with an injury. I'm not too sure. Um, James Cook, he ended the season pretty well. Um, I'm just my bad. I'm just trying to go see if he was injured or anything. I don't see any notes on here, so I think he should be fine then. Uh, I would have thought James Cook would be a little higher the way he ended last season. I think he'll keep it going this season. Problem is they brought in somebody new who might be goal line plus Josh Allen at the goal line, always taking those touchdowns. But who knows? Maybe they trust him more this year. Kenneth Walker, pretty good. Uh, he was solid last season. I think he got injured or something last season. I'm not too sure. I didn't have him. Alvin Kamara at 17. That's crazy. I remember when we used to draft him like in the first or second round. Now he's going like in the fourth or fifth. David Montgomery might be moving up, especially with the Jameer Gibbs hamstring injury. Bad thing for Jameer Gibbs. I mean, hopefully they're saying she should be available for week 1, but you never know. I mean, they could just be keeping a hush hush because I haven't really heard much about it either. Like he's not even at practice, nothing else. All these other guys that got injured, pretty much they went back into the practice the next week or something like that. But I haven't heard anything about Jameer Gibbs. Aaron Jones at 19, same thing, new offense. But I mean, different because they try to give Madison last year all the touches. So if Aaron Jones could stay healthy, I think he should do well with Minnesota. Plus, with Sam Darnold as your QB, you might want to run the ball a little more than just depend on Sam Darnold to air it out. Ramondre Stevenson, he's got Antonio Gibson back there trying to take away those receiving plays from him. But I think Stevenson will do good, and maybe as an RB2 flex. I forgot about ETN. ETN, I mean, they say he could handle a full workload, so that's what Doug Peterson said. Maybe they're gonna incorporate a little bit more Tank Bigsby. That way, Travis Etienne doesn't get injured or anything. But they feel he could be a 3-down back. Devon Achan. My problem with him is he still has Mostert, and then they drafted another fast running back. So now it's like all those three guys. They still got Jeff Wilson back there too. So it's like you got about 4 running backs back there. So I mean, he doesn't need that many touches. I think he did it last year. But the problem with him also is he got injured, I believe, twice. He got injured before the season and then he got injured in the season. I mean, boomer bust type of player if you draft him. Uh, Up to you guys. Use your gut. All right. So now we go from ninth to first. And ninth, you got Isaiah Pacheco. 8, Kyron Williams. 7th, Saquon Barkley. 6, Jameer Gibbs. 5, Derrick Henry. 4, Jonathan Taylor. 3, Bijan Robinson. Number 2, Brees Hall. And number 1, Christian McCaffrey. So, I mean, obviously, Christian McCaffrey first. He's dealing with a calf injury. They're saying it shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't affect him. I mean, there's a chance of re-aggravation during the season, but people are like, it's not too much to worry about. So he should be safe, but I mean, I'm not sure, especially with Trent Williams. I think he's his main lineman is holding out for more money. Um, Offense might be the same. They might do the same shit that they always do. So I mean, he he's putting up like 20 points a game last season. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do it again this season. I guess again, unless that calf is more serious than what they're saying it is, but they're saying if like there was an actual game that he'd be playing. So just think about that. Number 2, Brees Hall. He's hopefully he got Aaron Rodgers back, gets a little pressure off of him. He still did well last year with all those Zach Wilson and all the other beat up fucking quarterbacks. They drafted a rookie also that apparently might take some goal line work from him. So if you pick up Brees Hall, maybe think about picking up his backup just in case. Bijan Robinson, hopefully new offensive coordinator, new coach, new everything. Maybe they unleash him, give him more carries, make him the focal point. Should be a good season for him, especially with the talent and everything. Jonathan Taylor at number 4. I honestly forgot about Jonathan Taylor. I didn't even think about him. At least in the mock drafts, I never saw him fall to me. So I don't know. I guess the people are drafting him that high. But yeah, I mean, problem with him also the same thing with every other running back that has a running quarterback, which is you get vultured by Richardson and running in a touchdown here and there. But I don't see why you shouldn't be able to get his 1,000 yards or whatever as a running back. It's just more the touchdowns, which you might not get. Derrick Henry, same thing. You got Lamar Jackson in there, probably stealing some goal line work. But I don't see why they wouldn't just send Derrick Henry, that big bulldozer and shit. But he is getting older, so I mean you gotta factor that in. So at number 5, I don't think I'd put him at 5. I think I'd switch him with I'd put him at 10th and move Achan up just because of the age and being old and shit. And number 6, Jameer Gibbs. Like I said, hamstrings tend to linger, especially throughout the season. So who knows what? Like I said, there's no new news about that hamstring. No one said anything else. I haven't read anything about it. So if maybe you guys heard more about it than I have, but yeah, but like I said, the only thing I heard was that he'll be ready for week 1, maybe. Number 7, Saquon Barkley. Saquon, uh, against Philly with Philly, like yeah, he should do well. But again, new system, new everything. Obviously, you see highlights and all that shit, but I mean, those are just highlights come from tons of shit that they did. Um, but he should do well in that new offense. Again, the same thing. Jalen Hurts with the tush push. I doubt they and Saquon Barkley is not really known for going through the tackles. He's more of like a shifty guy on the edges. Um, but I mean, he still should be doing well over there in with the Eagles, especially if DeAndre Swift blew up over there last year. Um, I don't see why Barkley can't do the same thing. Number 8, Kyron Williams. Coming off a pretty good season, off an injury, he should be healthier. I heard he did an interview where he said you got to draft him. He's like, if it was him, he'd draft him number 1. But obviously you're gonna say that about yourself. Uh, but yeah, I mean he's pretty legit, solid. I mean they did draft another backup that should be pretty good, something Corum, maybe just for breathers, But they also have other guys, Ronnie Brown and some other guy as backups. So, but that's just what the industry is talking about, which is something Corum that he could overtake Kyron Williams touches and shit like that. Um, just something to think about. Number 9, Isaiah Pacheco. You know, he runs hard. He's pretty good. He was decent. He was hit or miss last season. I think he took off towards the back end, but this season should be pretty much an all down back is what they were saying because they got rid of McKinnon and they're saying he's working on his pass catching shit. So could be end up in the top 5 maybe at the end of the season just because of the workload in the offense. Um, but yeah, so that's Yahoo. All right. So now we move on to ESPN. It's a little bit similar, kind of at the top. You got in first Christian McCaffrey, number 2 Brees Hall, number 3 Bijan Robinson, number 4 Jonathan Taylor, number 5 Saquon Barkley, number 6 Jameer Gibbs, number 7 Kyron Williams, number 8 Isaiah Pacheco, number 9 Travis Etienne, number 10 Derrick Henry, number 11 Alvin Kamara, 12 James Cook, 13 Rashad White, 14 Joe Mixon, 15 Josh Jacobs, 16 Devon Achan, 17 Kenneth Walker, 18 Aaron Jones, 19 Ramondre Stevenson, and number 20 James Conner. So a little bit different. They let David Montgomery out of this one, moved in James Conner. Um, Derrick Henry got moved to 10, like I was saying. I would bump up the other guys. I just don't. I mean, I get Achan at 16. Like I said, he still has Mostert back there. He has all these other guys back there that he has to contend with. Um, Alvin Kamara moving up. Yeah, I mean that works. But because he really has no one behind him. I mean, he has what's his name, Kendre Miller. I think Jamal Williams is still there, but it's basically gonna be Alvin Kamara. But then you still have what's his name, Taysom Hill, fucking taking running back touches and shit like that. So it's pretty much gonna be a mess over there in New Orleans. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him as an RB2 flex, but yeah, at 11, I don't know. Um, I'd put Cooks over him. I'd put White over him. Uh, I still keep Joe Mixon at 14. Josh Jacobs at 15. Um, ETN, I don't know. To me, I wasn't really sold on him last year, but like I said, with Doug Peterson coming out and saying like he could be a 3 down back and all this stuff, they're just gonna put Tank Bigsby into like spell him when he needs it. That's the only thing for me. But I mean, other than that, yeah, it's fairly similar at the top with Christian McCaffrey, Brees Hall, Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, and then Saquon and Jameer Gibbs, even though he's questionable. Let's go to Fantasy Pros. All right. So now we move on to Fantasy Pros. And with this one, it has a little more information. It breaks it down into tier base. So tier one, you got Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, and Brees Hall. This one they got them flipped, where Bijan's number 2 and Brees is 3. I think he takes a hit because of the backup and whatnot, but like I said, Bijan has Tyler Algier back there, so similar situation. Just Brees Hall has a younger guy, and Bijan has someone who's established. Um, in tier two, you got 4 to 8. You got Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Henry, Saquon Barkley, Jameer Gibbs, and Kyron Williams. Um, like I said, for me, I don't like. I like Derrick Henry, but like I said, it's just more of his age and stuff like that, and new team. Lamar Jackson being back there, stealing some of those goal line. But I mean, he could do well in that offense. I mean, Gus Edwards did pretty well, so I don't see why Derrick Henry wouldn't. I'd put Kyron over him. I put Kyron at number 5. I'd I'd go Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, Kyron, then Jameer Gibbs, then Derrick Henry. All right, and tier 3, you got 9 to 16, which is Travis Etienne, Isaiah Pacheco, Devon Achan, Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, James Cook, Rashad White. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that order at all, to tell you the truth. Is it? I mean, Pacheco, I have a feeling about Pacheco this year. Like I said, Reed came out, said he could be a 3 down back. They got McKinnon out of there. I don't see why he shouldn't blow up this year. Josh Jacobs, like I said, fucking Matt LaFleur sucks at giving full workload. The good thing with Jacobs and with the Raiders was that he got every touch except for like the 3rd down. That was pretty much it. Or sometimes he was in there and then it was just put in Abdullah for a bit. Kenneth Walker, he has Charbonnet in there. They're saying he's doing well in camp, so I don't know. All right, let's go to 4th tier. This is 17 to 25, but I only do 7 through 20. So at 17, you got David Montgomery, 18, James Conner, 19, Alvin Kamara, and 20, Ramondre Stevenson. See, this one, they don't have Aaron Jones. I think they switched him out with James Conner. Um, James Conner does pretty well every season. You think like, he's not gonna do shit, but the problem is also he's getting older and he's gotten injured. I don't think he's finished a full season. Um, Like I said, I think David Montgomery should be a little higher now that with, like I said, with the Jameer Gibbs injury. I mean, I had him last year. He was solid pretty much the whole season, except when he got injured. But yeah, and yeah, that's it. I mean, up to you guys how you guys rank your guys. Just trying to show you different because, like I said, everybody else uses different rankings. Everyone prints out a different sheet, or they go on a different website and they go. So you kind of see where they rank their people. So like you might like how I said like I don't think Derrick Henry should be that high, but to everybody else they see him that high and they'll be like, oh, if you're one of those people that goes by checking it off and best available or whatever you think is happening. But yeah, that's it for Fantasy Pros. All right, and that's it for me. Went through the top 20 rankings of running backs. Like I said, everybody has their own rankings. Everybody has their own way of checking where their players should be going and shit like that. So, just more of me, the ones that haven't really done that much research to give them a little insight on some of these fucking guys. I just got a notification. Apparently, the Brown starters, all of them are going to be playing this weekend, so should be a good game. I think they'll play maybe first quarter or something like that, or the first half. A lot of the games I think this week are going to be like that, where all the starters play a full half or a quarter. So it should be cool to see some of these starting people. So yeah, catch your pitches tomorrow. Go over wide receivers.